Oh, it's a hummingbird. You fly away? Is that a good look sign? Cool. Oh, cool. Hello and good morning. It is Thursday, first day of my kids' school, and I finally have time to myself to sit down and talk to you guys. This is the first video that I've done that is a vlog type style, and I'm really excited to get started. And I realized I don't have my microphone, so give me a minute. This is going to be a little bit of what my vlog is going to be like, a little bit of disjointed and a little crazy, a little all over the place, but I am going to do my best. We have a very busy life. I've got 3 kids. I have a farm. I'm a dairy farmer. If you guys have been on my Ewe and Me channel for any amount of time or have followed our Ewe and Me Facebook page, you know that I milk sheep, which is pretty unique. And we also have rabbits, chickens, ducks. Is that everything? I want to do bees eventually, but we don't have bees just yet. And so I'm very, very busy. And I just kind of feel like now that my kids are at school, I have a little bit more time to sit down and chat and create a community that is moms, farming, and just general like life. And I don't know, just try to find a place for me to kind of eke out a little corner that is just for me to talk to other people, because I'm around kids all day or animals all day, and it's just nice to be able to have a little bit of more of a community that's full of adults versus animals and kids. This year has been a little weird for us. We were supposed to have lambs due in spring. For some reason, I'm still trying to figure that out. They didn't get pregnant. There was a ram in there for months, but he either didn't do his job or there was something health-wise that prevented them from getting pregnant. Again, I'm still trying to figure that out. We had a batch of ducklings that didn't make it, and we saw one of the chickens nest, but no babies came out of that. So this spring, which is usually, and we didn't breed our rabbits. So this year I was expecting not a ton of babies because we were not really hoping for a ton. I had my own baby this year and I just didn't want to be swamped with farm work. And so we cut back. We didn't breed our rabbits. We didn't purposely try to breed our ducks. We just sort of let them do whatever nature wanted to do. Same with the chickens. But the one animal that we purposely tried to breed didn't get bred. So it's sort of thrown the whole farm thing out of whack for me. And it was sort of frustrating at first and a little sad because I miss milking. I miss having milk to bake things with. But then again, I also realized I have a new baby and it's okay to slow down and take a break. And I also sort of like this extra time. I don't have to be out there milking or checking on everybody. And now that the temperature's down, I don't always have to go out in the middle of the day to check and see if everyone has water and everyone's cooled. So I have like a lot of time on my hands. And my 2 oldest are in school. And I just thought that it would be a really good time to sort of explore. This is a sort of R&D year for me, which, if you don't know, is research and development. I'm going to try a bunch of new things, like a YouTube channel. I'm going to do things in the kitchen that I've never done before. I'm going to maybe make things that I've never made before. I'm a bit of a hobby hoarder, and I jump around in different hobbies, and I just sort of kind of go where the wind takes me. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it makes me go in a million different directions. But I feel like this year, because the farm is kind of more chill, that I can kind of focus and do the things I want to do. My plan for the vlogs is to have you guys come around with me while we do chores. I'll also bring you guys into the kitchen while I'm cooking, and my craft area if I am doing any of my little side projects, and just general life. One of the things for me personally is I have a make from scratch farm bucket list, which just is a list of things that I've found in my farm journey and my cooking journey of things that I want to make from scratch. And so I'll be working through some of that on the vlog along with the chores and the projects. They're things that I have never done before oftentimes, or haven't done a lot. And so I need to practice, I need to try for the first time, and I'll bring you guys around while I'm losing my mind trying to figure it all out. Before we get into what I am planning to do next week and what we have on the schedule, I did want to kind of touch on some of the core beliefs we have on the farm. These are not hard and fast rules. I'm very flexible when it comes to this kind of stuff, but they are ideas and ideals, I guess, that I try to strive for as much as I possibly can. The first core belief I will mention is that I try to use as many homegrown or farm-grown items as possible. It doesn't have to be our farm, it could be other people's farms, but I do try to strive to get food that is as close to the ground as possible. And what I mean by that is I don't love using food that's been transported over states or even across countries. I think it is healthier to not have so many preservatives in your food. Like I said, this year has been weird. We don't have as much milk as I'm typically used to having. We don't have as many of the meat items coming in because we didn't have any babies born. But I did grow a lot of things in my garden. I'm not a huge gardener, but I am learning and I am getting better. We do live on a budget, and so I try to supplement as much as I can from the farm and only buy items at the store if we absolutely need to. And that just helps our financial situation, and it just makes it so that we are purposely using what we have. A lot of the stuff is in the fridge that I need to go through, and I have been putting it off because of the baby and being pregnant. And so one of the things I want to do is start going through some of the meat we have and really learning how to cook it well. We are a no debt farm, so it is really important for us to be very conscious of where we put our money. If the money is not going into the animals we raise for food or the seeds and the ground that we use for food, then we have to be very conscious of what we're spending at the store. And a lot of times that is not conducive to making or getting the highest quality items. It's getting what you can get for the money you have. And we're perfectly okay with that choice. That is also why I have a bucket list of make from scratch items, because I want to be able to make some of our favorite foods as close to what we are typically used to as possible, while also adjusting some of the ingredients or even just the amount of ingredients used in the items I'm making. But as a mom, that's also me trying to balance the ease and speed of buying things from the store versus take the time and energy it does take to make things from scratch. It's a very fine balance of trying to figure all that out. You know, what time do I have? How much energy? You know, do the kids need me? Okay, the baby's teething really bad. I don't have as much time today. Okay, what does that mean? How do I adjust? And yeah, it's kind of it's a dance throughout the day of going back and forth and seeing what you need, what they need, what can you do, what time do you have, how much energy. It's a whole thing. So I'm trying to figure that all out. And because we just started school, it's going to be a new system, it's a new routine, and it's going to be me tripping and, you know, dodging my way through some of that. One of the things that goes along with eating things from the ground is eating what's in season. I'm not very good at that. I want to be, but it's hard when you're used to kind of having access to everything and all of a sudden going, okay, well, now I can't have that, even though I'm kind of craving that right now because it's not in season. Again, it's not a hard, fast rule. I will eat things whenever I feel like it. But I do like the idea of being more conscious of what is in season at the month you're at and leaning into that a little bit. I'm not great at it. but I'm gonna try. And one of the things you'll notice on this farm too is that I don't have years of food storage, of canning experience. I am a first generation farmer. So a lot of this stuff is me building up the supplies that most farmers who have been 3 or 4 generations already have. I love watching people go into their storage cupboards and seeing cans and potatoes and all the things that are stored there. That's not what we have. I have little pockets here and there of things that I've grown and saved or canned and saved, but I'm still learning all this and I'm still kind of acquiring that surplus. If you're a first generation farmer, make some noise in the comments because I would love to know that I'm not the only one here who is trying to find their way through all this huge learning curve of farming, especially when you don't have generations of knowledge that are putting into you. You know, I don't have mentors in my area. I'm sort of learning all of this as I go. I remember someone asking me, how did you learn all this stuff that you know about like sheep? And I was like, a million mistakes. A million mistakes. That is how I learn. I would love to have someone standing right next to me being like, don't do this, this is better. But I don't have that. I have me and I have the internet. I have YouTube videos, and that's where I've learned. I watch the videos, I do the thing, and I make a million mistakes, and that's how I learn from it, and that's how I improve. And that's sort of what this vlog is about just having you guys walk along with me as I'm making those mistakes and learning. And maybe it'll help you not make those same mistakes, or it could just be us going along and making the same mistakes together, or different mistakes and learning from each other. I don't know, but it's definitely going to be a bit of like a roller coaster. You're going to have some highs, you're going to have some lows, but it's going to be a really fun wild ride. So as a summary, and I'm going to look at my list because I want to make sure I hit them all. I want to try new things. I want to improve my cooking skills. I want to use what's in season. I want to aim for low sugar, starch, grain options. I want to make from scratch whenever possible or what's in season. And I need to stay on a budget. I need to make sure that I don't go too crazy because I tend to go too crazy. These are some of the core beliefs. I am very flexible when it comes to these rules, but they are stuff that I strive to do because at their base, I feel like they're really, really important to attempt to do. Okay, going into the plan for the week, I have to balance what I have to do, what I want to do, which is usually a very big list, and what I have time for. I'm going to talk about the things I absolutely have to do that will not change. And then we can get into all the other things that I would like to maybe pepper in there. One of them is a doctor's appointment, so that'll take quite a bit of a chunk out of my day. One of them is date night. My husband's work is doing what they call Battle of the Bands. Only in Nashville will you have work events that have music and like live music and bands. But it happens once a year and we're really excited. We always make it kind of a fun date night, and that I have to prep for. I believe it's Saturday, maybe it's Friday. Getting the kids to school. This is their first full week of school, and so that's a lot on me, is making sure that I have everyone where they need to be with what they need. That's going to be like more of a mental weight than it has been because it's been summer and you've been a little bit loosey-goosey doing whatever we want. So that's going to be a little bit of a mental load that I have to kind of keep in mind, along with the baby teething and kind of keeping me up and having irregular sleep. That's going to affect energy and time and all that other stuff as well. Now I'm going to talk about the list of what I would like to do. Now I'm going to talk about why I may or may not attempt to do these next week. One of the things I really wanted to do is I've been celebrating the kids and doing all this fun things for them to kind of prep them, like celebrate the end of summer, but also prep them to going into school. And one of the things I haven't done is do anything for me. I thought there's a really nice thrifted craft store up in Nashville, and I thought it would be really fun to maybe go and spend some time there and maybe get some fun stickers for my journals, or I don't know, some wood. I'm planning to practice wood carving, but I've also done wood burning, pyrography. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to just see what they have at the craft store and kind of let the items speak to me. But I don't know if I can manage it next week because, again, next week's kind of crazy. And I might want to wait till the next month. We do what we call fun money for us. So every month we get a little bit of money to spend on something fun. And if I wait a few weeks and it ends up going into September, then I'll have a little bit of extra fun money. And so it'll allow me a little bit more freedom. So I was going to go at the end of August, but I might try to do that beginning of September. But we'll see. I definitely don't think we'll have the time or the energy to do it over the holidays, so it'd be really nice to be able to kind of squeeze in before it gets crazy. There's another thrift store that I really like. It's not craft specific. It's more just a general thrift store, and it's up towards Nashville. And I haven't been. It's my favorite one, and I thought if the craft one didn't work, maybe I could do the other one, or I could do both in one day because I'll be up there anyway, and that would be kind of a fun little celebratory, yay, you survived summer and you survived the first few weeks of school. One of the things I want to do is join a gym. I haven't been able to go to gym in years. I usually just exercise at home, but with the kids in school and this gym has a daycare, I really want to be able to go to the gym, maybe not every day, but 2 or 3 times a week would be really, really nice. I really miss the treadmill and I miss weights, and I would really like to start that up again. I was really bad at exercising over the summer, so I want to get my body moving again. I just don't know if next week is the best time to join. I might try the week after when it's it'll be a full week next week, but it's a really busy full week. And I think the week after that, I don't have anything planned. So I think I'm going to push that back. We have a ram and a ewe that are new to the farm. Aries and Isabella. We call her Izzy. So Aries and Izzy. And they've been in quarantine. They have not been with the other girls because they're new to the farm. And when you bring new animals to the farm, to any farm, you want to kind of keep them separated for about a month, just to make sure that anything that they're bringing from other farms aren't being spread to your entire flock if it's not good. These guys seem super healthy. I'm not worried about them, but next week they could possibly join with the rest of the flock. I don't know if we're going to. I'm having issues with my older girls. They are chunky. Because they're not milking and they didn't have babies this year, they have overeaten and they are chunky. And I need to kind of get them to lose some of that weight before we put the boy in. I'm sort of putting the girls on a diet, and I need them to lose a little bit of the weight before putting them together. So while next week I could put all the sheep together, I don't know if I'm going to just yet. I'm not sure if I put this in or if I edited it out, but I am a writer. I hopefully will have a book coming out in the next year that is a murder mystery novel, and I'm currently in the final edits. I'm working through sort of developmental edits, and then I'm working with some other people to help read the edits that I've done to make sure that it all makes sense. And so I'm in my last little bit, and then I have to format the book and then print a test copy, like a test hard copy, to make sure that whatever formatting I didn't screw up too badly. And then I will release the book. But in order to do all of that, I have to finish edits. And I'm about a little over a fifth of the way through the book. And it's been slow going because of the baby and the kids and stuff like that. So I really need to knock down some of those edits. And I've been finding that the best time for me to edit is when the baby wakes me up at 3 a.m. in the morning and he doesn't feel like he wants to go back to sleep. And so I've been editing really early in the morning, which is way better for me than trying to edit at night. But I can't really plan for when the baby wakes up that early. He just does. So the writing and the editing is going to be on sort of the back burner of you might have time to edit. We'll see what the baby feels like. And so that's on the tentative might be doing next week list. Oh, and this might be something silly, but I added this to the list anyway, but take a nap. That might seem like a weird thing for some people. I don't love naps. I feel like they don't waste time, But there's so many things I would rather be doing than taking naps, because while my body loves it and it's really good for me, I don't want to give up my me time, which I don't have very much of, to take a nap. But with the baby teething and there not being a lot of nights where I get a full night, I'm usually waking up every couple hours, my body might be, and my mind, and the kids starting school and things changing and schedule shifting, I might need a nap. And so I know I will not take one if I don't put it on the to-do list. And so I'm putting it on the tentative list of what I would like to do, is maybe when the baby is taking a good nap, I can get in there and take a nap too. Because again, I'm not very good at it. At actually pushing myself to lay down and take a nap. It's been better with this baby, but I've always struggled with it. So that is definitely on the list. I talked about a little bit of what has to get done, but there's another thing that needs to get done. And the difference for me is, one is a schedule on the list. It's on the calendar, you have to do it. The other one's house stuff. And one of the things that I got the urge to do this past week is to declutter. The house is a mess. It's crazy. And I really just feel like I need to do a deep declutter of different sections of the house. So that's going to be on the it needs to get done, but do I want to do it? Not really. I'd rather be doing the fun things, but it's got to be on the list, because it's just, I will feel better when the house is not cluttered. I think. I hope. I'll definitely be able to move a little bit, move around the house more. The recording will be a lot easier. I can take things around and not be tripping over everything. All right, I think that's it. That is the plan for the week, and we will see how it goes. I will try to record as much of it as I can. We'll see how crazy everything gets and what I'm able to accomplish. I am giving myself some very light boundaries, some very light, tentative, flexible schedules, because I just don't know what next week's gonna look like. I just heard the baby cry, and that was perfect timing. I was just done doing the recording, so thank you, Lord Jesus. I'm gonna go grab him, and then it is also, I got the notification that I gotta go get one of my kiddos from school. So timing wise, this ended up being perfect. I was afraid the baby was gonna cry and I wouldn't get some time to do this, and I did, and yay! Yay for when things happen the way you would like them to. Even if they don't, I'm okay with it, but it's nice when they do. This is what my life feels like sometimes. I had just finished recording, and I looked at the time. I was like, oh no, I gotta go. So I had to wake the baby up. I threw him in the car seat. I'm heading to the car, and then I gotta go get my middle one from school. And yeah, those are just one of those things where, you think you have all the time, and then you look at it and you're like, no. So yeah, it's never boring. It's never boring around here. Yeah, I'm on time. Awesome. And the babies are gonna get picked up, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait to hear. It's my son's first day at school, and we left and he was having a bit of a rough time. So I'm really hoping he had a good day. I'm gonna miss this. These little sounds. He really gets like this when his older siblings are not here. He gets very talkative. Hello and good morning. I am currently doing my morning rounds for the animals. I have already woken up, fed the baby. I edited one of my novel chapters, chapter 23. I'm not finished, but I just started. And dropped my kids off at school, ran and got some gas, and now I am going to be dealing with some animal stuff. And it's not even 8 o'clock. But it's already been quite a busy morning. That's very common for my mornings. I have a new a new microphone set up. This is supposed to help with wind. and I'm hoping it'll help a little bit with the traffic noise that we have. So we live kind of near a big fast freeway, so you can hear a lot of the cars along with the animal noises. So I thought I'd give this mic a try. Right now I am going to feed the cat and then do some training for the lamb who's making a bunch of noise. For those curious, I am using sheep feed to get the lamb to like me a little bit more. She was not a bottle baby. She's been on mom the whole time, so she's still a little skittish around people. Because I'm planning to have her be a milking ewe, I need her more comfortable with me, and I also need to train her to be on the harness. So I've been working on that a little bit. She'll let me put the harness on if I try to feed her through the fence, but when I'm actually in the field with her, she doesn't want to have the harness anywhere near her face. So right now I'm practicing going into the field, giving her snacks, but also just having the harness sort of touch her face so she can get used to the feeling of a harness being placed on her face, because right now she's kind of not loving that. Sorry, Thistle. I didn't realize you were over there, honey. See? My big chunky ladies. You okay, Thistle? I'm sorry. But how did you get in there? You weren't in there before. How'd you get in? Did you shove your way in? Ah, you silly girl. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. There we go. Oopsie. Not bad. Sorry, girls. Looks like you guys have plenty of water, though. Hey, Thistle, you need to get out. Okay? I'm going to get you in a minute. Naughty girl. Okay. And there's my sheepies. Hi. That one's Barbara. Hello, Barbara. And then that one's Rachel. Rachel is Barbara's baby girl, her first baby. Huh, we kept your first baby. Yeah, we did. Before I turn that on, actually, I will introduce you guys to our rabbits. So you've got our male here. That's Roger. We've got Roger Rabbit. Hello, Roger. His fur is so soft. And he's so pretty. He makes some very beautiful babies. It's Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit, and Lola Bunny. I went through all the animals, but before I leave, I always do sort of a mental checklist on all of them, which always sounds a little bit like duck, duck, goose. I go ducks, sheep. I gotta do the dog. That's the one I forgot. But I did sheep, rabbits, the other duck. I did the girl training, and I did the chickens, and I think that's it. Oh! Well, hello there! Come here, Thistle. She figured out how to get in and out all by herself. So I didn't have to worry about that. Hey, girl! I did brush her the other day, but it was when one of the one of the plants out in the field are creating bristles. So I brushed her and made her look all nice and pretty, and now she's covered in dirt and these bristles. Huh, I'm gonna have to do it again once it cools down and all the grass dies. Do you hear our neighbors? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna, hi honey. Hi! Yeah, she's a good girl. She's Great Pyrenees. She's what's called an LGD, which is a livestock guardian dog. And so she's out here taking care of the sheep, for the most part. What's it on your nose? Did you get some dirt on your nose? And you can see where she did it too. You left a little piece of you behind. You'd be horrible at crime. Yeah, you would. Along with the yogurt I put in the strainer, I am setting some yogurt aside for the next batch of yogurt. This is the leftover stuff that didn't fit in the filter. This is going to be like the second batch. So once that has been filtered, I will put this in and it will filter here. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed this time we had together. I hope you got to plan a little bit, or even just chill, relax, drink some coffee or tea, and just enjoy some adult time, because you know, as mommies, we don't always get that, and as farmers, you don't always get that because you're kind of isolated. You're, you know, on the farm, or you're cooking, or you're dealing with kids, and you just don't get a lot of adult chat time. If you liked this video today, please give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, comment, subscribe, do all the things. I am still a pretty small channel, and this is the first vlog type video I've ever done, so any sort of little boost or little help that you could give would be greatly appreciated. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! I don't know how long people want to go along with me on my day-to-day, so I'm just, at this point, just practicing talking, practicing videoing, practicing recordings, making sure that I charge what I need to charge. I have what I need to. I think the baby's pooping. Are you okay, buddy? Oh, mom life. The farm chilled out a little bit, and then both my older kids are in school. I think this is the perfect time to start this, and I'm really excited. I was gonna come in and empty the dishwasher, and then I realized I had yogurt going that I need to take care of. So I'm gonna do yogurt and then unload the dishwasher. No. 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 Put it away. So one of the things I just realized before I do... Okay. I was just out there. And... Matt, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so hard for me. I need to stay focused.